Alright guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So we've been doing our five-day survival camp out here in Northwest Florida. We do a lot of these. This is also part of promotional for my own business because we offer a survival course, basic survival training course, and we're trying to incorporate an advanced course. That's why I'm at this location. So I've got some questions about the business, and we need to address things, answer some of these questions. I got an email asking if my business, Survival Living LLC, was associated or part of the Pathfinder course. No, we are not affiliated with the Pathfinder course. We're not affiliated with Self-Reliance Outfitters. They are their own business up in Jackson, Ohio. I went to their course and I took their intermediate scout class and got patched and the certificate through them. We're not business partners. They're their own entity. I am not attaching myself to their name at all. The reason being is because I am not affiliated with them. All right, they're their own business. Now I do shout out the instructors and the class and the school and everything because it's a very good school. I mean, I went through it. It's a tough school. So I always recommend people, if you're really looking for advanced training, yeah, definitely check them out. I would like to go back. They got some bushcraft courses I'd like to take. So I'm not a bushcrafter. I'm an outdoorsman. I'm a survivalist. I'm a prepper, but I'm not a bushcraft guy. There's some things that I don't know. I mean, I saw Dave Canterbury making block and tackle sets and stuff like that out of wood. I don't know how to do that. Never needed to do that. So there's courses I want to take, just like they've got their trapping course. They just started up. I've been watching Tony Powers, aka Pooter Stomper. Been watching their trapping videos and stuff like that. Real in-depth knowledge on how to set traps. Just blown away by the information. But no, I am not affiliated with the Pathfinder School or Self-Reliance Outfitters. So we need to make sure we got that clear. I'm my own entity. I'm my own business. So don't sign up for my course thinking that you're going to get something from the Pathfinder School. You're not. I'm not even teaching the information I went through at the Pathfinder course. I'm teaching what I know and what I use. I lived as a train rider for a year and a half out of my backpack. I had to know my stuff to survive. I've taken several outdoor survival training courses in North America. This is what I do. So decided to start our own business up. But I wanted to clarify that. Definitely need to clarify that. Alright guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So we got rain. First thing I did when I came into camp, we got our tents, our tarp set up. This is our 10x10 tarp. It's very large. I went ahead and put it in an A-frame. I got my survival blanket down, so I have a ground barrier. I knew the weather said it wasn't going to rain until like 2 more days, but you can just feel it in the air. So I got my poncho out down here because we got all of our wood already collected so we can keep everything dry. So got the poncho set up. Went ahead and collected water when I first got here. Shelter, water, and now we got firewood because I went and did some navigation course stuff, getting all that stuff set up. So it's one of my first rules when you go out to the woods. Find yourself a place to camp, get your shelter up. 3 hours in the elements. That's the rules, all right? And I just knew we were going to have rain, even though the forecast said we had 2 days. So we got rain coming in. I can already hear it hitting the trees, so it's moving in slow. Then get your water. And then get dry firewood, protect it like I did. All right, I've got water stashed. I've got all of our firewood underneath this poncho. I'm going to do a couple more runs right fast just to make sure we got enough of everything, and then I'm going to hunker down and let this rain blow on by. So I've got a gift that was actually given to me a few weeks ago. This is a fire steel set. It's on a necklace. Crafty veteran makes these and has sent me one. It's got a ferrocerium rod connected to it and a striker, and it's on paracord. And since I was actually out here going to be doing our camping this week anyway. I decided to take it with us. So I've got some shavings and stuff cut up and everything. And I don't know. Let's see here. What do I want to use? Of course, I got my own fire kit I always carry with me all the time. I might... Let's get some Vaseline pads. I think I got one of these that are actually open. Yep, that one there it is. Okay. Yeah, I carry all kind of stuff in my fire kits, guys. Ferrocerium rods, magnesium fire starters, char cloth, you name it, it's in here. But let's go ahead and open this thing up here. Oh yeah, I don't even need a lot of it. I'm just going to use a little bit of it. Let me go ahead and get our material right there. Now, it's got the ferrocerium rod's got holes drilled into it, so it slides up and down that paracord very easily. I just go and slide it back. That way I can hold it with my thumb. There we go. It's a small item for the ferrocerium rod and stuff, but it's designed that way so it can be worn as a necklace, as an emergency preparedness item. So it's actually pretty cool. You know, I keep mine around my neck most of the time. I've been sleeping with it a lot because I keep forgetting it's around my neck. But I wanted to bring it out with us today on this camping trip and, you know, give it a nice little test and everything. So anyway, that is, again, Crafty Veteran. Should be a link in the description, guys, to his channel. Make sure you guys stop in and say hello to him. Of course, subscribe to his channel and stuff. And as far as the necklace and stuff, I'm not sure. I don't know if he sells those things or not. It's something you can ask him about if you're interested in it. I do appreciate that he sent it to me. I know he's working on some new ideas for different types and stuff, using a fire cord and things like that instead of just regular paracord. So, you know, something you can guys check out if you want to. Me, I've got a camp set up. We got our 10 by 10 tarp up. It's a large tarp, but I'm really liking it. Just got an A-frame right now. We got a ridgeline running. I just ran the ridgeline all the way through, draped it over, used Perskin knots and toggled them out, make it tight, stake it down. I got my survival blanket down. That's got the insulation on it. That's got the insulated material to reflect your heat. We had rainstorms today. Thankfully, I collected wood early, and I used my poncho, covered it up and everything. You know, just as soon as I hit the woods, I set up everything. You know, get camp set up. I don't waste around on that. After I get camp set up, I usually go get water. That way I have water stored. Right now I've got water stored over there. Run through our filters. And what else did I do today? Collected firewood, grabbed my poncho, threw it over it. That way it stayed dry, because I didn't know that we were going to be getting rainstorms. Even though the weather said it wasn't, I felt it. I could feel it in my bones. When you get all broke bones and stuff, you feel nasty weather. And it did rain on us, but luckily we got dry firewood. So I got our land navigation. We went ahead and add 2 additional land navigations to our survival course. Got that done today. So all in all, busy day, but accomplished a lot. So very cool. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get this fire going and get some coffee going too. Very coarse. So this is some of the stuff I've been collecting. When I showed the photo, I showed it all balled up and everything. It's because when I peel this stuff out of here, I mean, this stuff is long, long strands, guys. All right, this is the end of one, and that's the other end. All right, that's how long that is. That's not bear hair. This branch is 6 feet off the ground. It's not horse hair. I'm in the middle of the woods. There are no horses. There's no horses around. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to take some more shots of the other locations I found this stuff at. Oh yeah, I'm going to pan over here. So yeah, some of the stuff I've collected has these little balls in it. Somebody said something about, oh look, it's fishing line. This is some type of seed, like wood, that has gotten stuck on it because the stuff's been blowing all up in it. It's not fishing line. Kind of like this right here. This is what first got my attention, was stuff like this. Pine needles just dangling in the middle of the tree. All right. Well, when you actually take a look at it, it's the filament. It's that long, long hair. All right. Some of it's all bound up in this. See? Some of it's all tangled up. I mean, this stuff is tangled in here. This isn't growing out. This is tangled. And it's long. It's not short, bare hair. I mean, this branch up here is 7 feet. Okay? And that's what's got all this dangling here. I mean, it's rubbed up top. I mean, that's some stout stuff. These are actually 2 strands. That's long. So when it's all bound up, guys, it's because I'm taking it and I'm just wrapping it all up so I can actually collect as much of it as I can. It's not all bound up in the trees. This is where I just grab it like that, just so I can get it on camera better. Like that. Like all this here. And this is a lot of material. So I'm collecting before I move camp. That we got enough to get sent off. You see? It's a lot of stuff. Alright guys, good morning. I don't know. So last night I had took some photos with my cell phone. This is a crappy phone, by the way. I bought it for like $120 last year. It's a Samsung A10e. So the quality is not there. So when I was out tracking, I come across those hairs. And I put the photos here on YouTube, on the community post. And I also put the photos on Twitter and Facebook. Alright. I'm not saying what I think it could be. I'm just not. I'm not going to get crucified. What I will say is I've never come across it before. That's what I'm saying. I didn't get much sleep last night. Everything was quiet except for the rain. Nothing was moving around the camp or anything like that. I just had an eerie feel last night. And I've had that in big predator country. Alright, I've hiked and camped out in West Glacier, Montana. That's all grizzly country up there. I've been in bear country. This is why I saw some of the comments about, well, if you got black bear in your area, this is what it is. Quit misleading people. No, I've camped, I've hunted, I've tracked black bear. I've had them track me. This isn't bear hair, okay? I mean, some of this hair is like that long, okay? I'm in Florida, Northwest Florida. We got black bear here, but they've never had hair like that. So this morning I was doing some more photos and stuff. I collected more of the hair. Got it in the pack. I got a couple more days out here. Now I left some hair, the original samples, on the trees that I found. I didn't collect it all. The reason why I didn't collect it all, I wanted to send this stuff off. I know a couple guys that I can send this to. I'm not sending it all. I'm sending some. I'm keeping some for myself. but I wanted to leave material where I found it. That way, if it turns out to be something, they can follow up, you know, and have a area that they can actually look at it. I don't have any scientific equipment, stuff like that. All right, I just don't. I can look at it from being an outdoorsman and actually see that these fibers, these hairs, are not growing out of the branches. They're twisted and knotted in the branches. They've been pulled off of something. Now the hair is real coarse. It feels like boar. It's real coarse feeling. I saw some interesting comments. What about horse? Horse mane, you know, tails. Possible. It is possible. It would be the right length. The issue is where I'm at. There's no horses. Okay. Now what I did do is I did some trekking out this morning. I got coffee boiling right now, guys. I did some trekking out this morning, and using my maps and everything, I found a couple back trails about 1.5 miles from my location. And on that back trail, I found horse prints, hoof prints. So, with that being said, 1.5 miles away, I have evidence of a horse in the area. None where I'm at. But 1.5 miles away, there was horse prints. Somebody made a comment. I'm trying to keep an open mind on everything. I don't want to just close my mind off and say, oh, this is this, because I don't know what it is. I've heard birds, they'll get stuff and they'll string up hair and stuff like that in trees to kind of separate it. That's actually a fact. That birds do that, actually. So, you know, very possible. But it's found in 3 different locations, and all these locations is on a game trail I was tracking, because I only brought one meal out here. So I'm looking at tracks and stuff and trying to find out where I'm going to set up snares and deadfalls and things like that, because we're doing an outdoor survival video. With that being said, I don't see it in these locations. I just don't see it. Maybe once in one tree, but not 3 different locations. And that's another thing. They're not all in the same type of stuff. All right, that one was in a branch that's about 7 foot tall, and also another part of the branch is about 6 foot, but it's the same branch. All right, I'll give you that. Very possible. But the other one is a rub. All right, it actually, like, well, there's a photo of the bark where it had rubbed into the tree, but it's freaking tall, and that's where a clump of mass was ripped into it. I don't think that's bird. I could be wrong. I'm not going to say I'm an expert on birds, and unless you are an expert on birds and have outdoor experience like I'm working with, you know, your ideas are good ideas, but they're theories. I'm not trying to make people mad. They're theories. I'm looking at this. I've got several years tracking bear, hunting bear, camping out in bear country. I know the outdoors. This is not something I've ever seen out here. Now, we've had this in this location here. This is a lot of stuff where I come out here to go camping at, because we got ponds, we got lakes, we got natural springs, we got a river. There used to be a lot of deer out here, and occasionally I do see deer prints every once in a while. But I've caught on camera what's known as wood knock, where you hear 3 knocks, boom, boom, boom. And it's not always in the middle of the night. Sometimes it's in broad daylight. I'm out here by myself. Now, this is a hiking chain. These are trails. It could be somebody else, you know, 1/4 mile off, banging on a tree. Like I said, I've had it at late at night. I've had it, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning. I've heard it in broad daylight. So I'm not going to say it's not man-made, but I'm also not going to say it's not. All right, I mean, it's just some suspicious stuff. Anyway, we broke down camp this morning. I did my tracking. took photos of everything. I have about 5 more miles of trekking to do today, and then we'll set up camp. I'm hoping to find that other pond where I can get up some snares and traps and stuff, do some fishing. I wanted to get out of the area I was in. I did. I didn't want to be there anymore. I just felt, it just sounds so weird. When you're out in the woods and there's a large predator there, you feel something watching you. I've had it in cat country and stuff where I felt something was there. Last night I felt something was there. It wasn't like right on me or anything like that, not like it was sitting in my camp, but I felt like I was actually being watched. And those are warning signs for me. I almost broke down camp last night and almost threw on the headlamp, and I was just going to trek out last night. I waited till this morning to break down camp, but like I said, I had a rainstorm come in. I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys make your own decisions on that, your own theories and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. I've got the samples. I took the photos. I took video clips, and I'll be sending that stuff off to get tested. Who knows? Maybe it's horsehair. Don't know. I'm not going to say what I think it is because it makes me look like a complete crazy person. Also, I was on the Ann Lynn show a couple weeks ago, and we had made a discussion about making a spoof about a Bigfoot and all this other stuff. I told her, I said, yeah, my brother and I, we're going to do some filming and stuff like that. So right there, that's that's transparency. That right there would discredit anything I ever do anyway, because I was already talking about making a fake movie about a Bigfoot and stuff, and then I come across this stuff here. For those that know me, you've been here on the channel for a very long time. I've always been transparent about everything. I've always been 100% honest about everything. Sometimes too honest. I hurt people because I'll tell you how it is. I've always been straight up. This has me stumped. But the statements I made over there on the Ann Lynn show about me and my brother were going to work on something, make a spoof video, that hurts my credibility. So with this material that I've collected, we're gonna have it sent off and tested. I'm looking at every angle who I can't use, and let that evidence speak for itself. It could just be horsehair. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna make some coffee, guys. I just want to take a break and talk to you guys for a minute. All right, guys. So we made it to the pond I was trying to find. It took a while, but I found it. That's it back there. We got nasty skies coming in. It's supposed to be heavy rain tomorrow. It's gonna start early. It's all dark out there. So, because I got some open space here, what I'm gonna do is an improvised A-frame shelter. You guys seen my freestanding plot points? All right. So I'm gonna use the same design for a A-frame just to give extra protection from this rain, because I don't know which way it's going to be blowing in, and since I got the large 10x10 tarp, it makes it easier and more room with that. So got me a pine here. It is 12 foot in length. My boots are pretty close to 12 inches as far as the boots themselves on the outside. So I went ahead and stepped it out 6 foot by 6 foot. I'm going to cut that. That's going to be our bipod. We're going to tie off on this tree. We're going to run off some of these branches, and we're going to shoot our ridge line and stake it down just like we do with the plow points. And we're going to just drape our tarp over it, stake it down, so we got a nice A-frame in there. And that way we can have a campfire either side. I'm not really sure, probably on that side, facing the pond there. All right, so let's get to it. that, we'll use bank line, tie this off, and then we'll shoot our ridge line over top of it. Yeah, that storm's coming in fast. All right, so tent set up. Well, the tarp is an A-frame. I'm actually staring at something across that pond. I don't know what it is. Could be a coyote. It looks like a dog is what it looks like, but let's get a ways off. It's probably a coyote over there. But so I was getting things ready because when we got a rainstorm coming, I know it's coming. But I also know down here in Florida, right after the rainstorms, the frogs come out. So I got me a big stick, so that's usually what I use. I just hit them and I wait till they float back up the surface and collect them. I also found this. Very cool. It is a gig. I found it right around the banks actually. I was collecting water and I found that. So I might actually fashion that and try the actual gigging part. Never been really good at gigging. Usually I just bash them and be done with it. But since I found that, I might give it a shot. Why not? Right now I'm making coffee. Oh, I am tired. That was one heck of a hump in. Really was. So it was about 7 miles is what I did. And I did it in about 2.5 hours. I know it doesn't sound like much, does it? That's a very hard terrain non-stop. It's 2.5 hours of non-stop. I'm beat. I am currently boiling up some coffee water. I was collecting firewood. So I had to take a break. All right, guys, so I spent past several hours actually getting everything set up. I got a lot of thunderstorms rolling in. It looks like 3 days of rain, and it looks like some bad ones. So we repositioned the shelter. We moved it over this way about, I don't know, about 20 yards. Lifted up off the ground. I walled up that backside with a poncho. We got a raised bed. I stocked up on some dry firewood, and we got a new fireplace over here. Right there. Go ahead and bring you on over here. Like I said, we got a raised bed. So, all right, so we got our raised bed. Sorry, I got the electronics up there right now. This elevation drops a lot. So we got 2 logs down here. We got 2 logs in the center. We got 1 log on the bottom to level everything off. Sleeping bag. So this is my handy dandy backpack air mattress. I put our thermal survival blanket down, and we've got our we use pine as our runners, but we got 3 supports on this. So this here helps reflect the heat from our body, so that's why that's like that. What else we got? All right, so we raised the tarp, raised the bed, put our poncho down there on the back wall in case that rain comes from the side. I needed more room in here. If it's going to be bad rainstorms, I'm going to be here for several days. I want room to move around. So what else we got? Let me turn around. All right, so I'm drying my socks actually, but we got firewood. I'm gonna go get some more firewood. We got our pack in here and everything else. So check this out. When I was setting up the new camp, I found me a grill top. Yeah, man, I hope I get some fish. It'd be nice to actually cook on a grill, cook some fish up. That'd be awesome. So the only way to do it is get lines in, use our bait, straighten out a little bit, use a grill top, grill up some fish. Wishful thinking, I know. We'll give it a shot. this pond here is not overflowed. It's not flooded like the other ones we've been at. So I'm hoping we can get some good lines in. We'll see. Okay. Sorry guys, it's windy out here. Alright, so we got our coal ember. Letting it breathe. The reason you let it breathe is just so it cools up better. You don't want it to fall out on you. Alright, so we got ourselves bird's nest material here. This is a small one. You really want a lot of this stuff, guys. That way you don't have a big chance of failure. Alright, we're going to knock it in our bird's nest here. A lot of moisture in this material, but we got it going. Ooh, that's hot. We're gonna toss that right there in the fire pit. Whew. Yeah, so that's what happens when you got a lot of rainstorms and stuff in the area. It takes a while. Now, have I had bow drill failures? Yeah, I've had. Success rate, thankfully, is higher than failures, so that's a plus. But wanted to do a bow drill today. This has got a lot of slack in it. It wasn't a perfect branch, but it is what it is. Fireboard we can reuse again. I don't know what type of wood it is. I found it's a harder wood than what I used to use. So that's what we made our spindle and everything out of, which the spindle's over there. Best to keep those things off the ground. So, bow drill completed. So we got our rice, guys. It is simmering right now. Check my time. I'm gonna let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Take a look at it. We've already done our boiling process and stuff on that. So tonight we're actually making rice and chili. We're using our Wolf brand chili, except this Wolf brand has beans. I got my coffee, which is awesome. Perfect. All this rain that we're getting, trying to fish and everything, guys, is just a pain in the butt. I never have any luck fishing when it's raining. Usually everything's gotten a hold of bugs and stuff that have fallen in. I've heard other people say they have very good luck fishing in the rain and stuff. I'm not about to. We got freaking thunderstorms, lightning and everything. I'm not about to stand near the water during that. Right now we got some time in between the rain, and I'm cooking dinner right now. So, when this gets done, I'll bring it back in. Alright guys, so we had her simmering out there. Oh yeah. People say you can't make rice out here in the camp. Let me bring you guys in here. Make sure we got a nice little close up here. Oh yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drain off some of this water here. Actually, I could just let it sit. I might just let it sit for a minute, let it soak it all up. Set this back down here. Put our lid back on. Just let her simmer a bit. Let it soak up the rest of that water. And we got our Wolf brand chili with beans, Angus beef. This is the ones that we get at Walmart, guys. I have seen others that say they haven't been able to find this at Walmart. The only thing I can think of is it's a regional thing. It's really good. Check your online. I'm sure somebody's got it. I've tried all kind of different brands and stuff. I like all kind of different brands. I really like the Wolf brand. So once this absorbs most of this water here, the excess water, we'll put it in and we'll get to eating, because I'm hungry. It's been day 3. Yeah, day 3 without eating. And I've had this in my pack this entire time, other than coffee. Yeah, I'm gonna eat tonight because I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. So I'm definitely eating tonight. Alright, so our rice has absorbed its water in. We are opening up our chili. I eat this stuff straight out of the can too. It's freaking awesome. So, I'm going to mix this up in here. Get all this goodness up in here. Don't want to waste any. A lot of calories. You know, I see comments all the time about how you shouldn't be storing certain food. This is stuff I take out camping with me. And my camp out trips are not a walk in a park. They're freaking hard camping trips. I mean, they're survival camping trips. So if I'm relying on this stuff to get me through, it means it's pretty freaking good. I mean, it replenishes the body, and have plenty of nutrition in it. So I got a cup of rice here. I got a whole thing of Wolf brand chili. 750 calories just in the chili alone. 50 grams of fat. Carbs, 44 grams. Protein, 31 grams. Yeah, it's got a lot in here. So, this is why I do this. Let me go ahead and bring in the camera here. There we go. Oh yeah. So we are sitting at 40 ounces of food. It's a cup of rice and a can of chili. 40 ounces of food. And I hear the rain coming again. Like I said, I want it to get started in between this rain. I already hear it coming. Oh, son, you gotta be kidding me. Oh man, this was so overdue. Wish I'd have packed another cup of rice and another can of chili. What'd be really good with this? Salt and pepper. I don't have any in my pack. Usually that's about as spices I go with, is salt and pepper. And I didn't pack any. So I'll have to remedy that. Alright guys, so since we got some downtime, I am fixing to make some char using this old pine that I found. No, it's not pine. Yeah, it is. It's pine. And basically I'm looking for the rot that's in there, that old punk wood that's in there. And I put it in my nesting cup. I've never tried it with my nesting cup before. I do have a lid, and it is vented, so I've used tins and stuff like that before. So what we're going to do, we're going to set this in the fire and get this thing to cook off and see if it works with our nesting cup. We've used canteens, we've used our pots, we use other tins and stuff. This will be a first on that. So we're going to set that in there. So we're going to set our nesting cup in the coals there, and we're going to cook it off and see how it turns out. We got ferrocerium rod, we got flint and steel with us, so we'll give it a try. Alright, so we got our char. Alright, so what I like to do, I like to get all the material out, kind of bunch it up together. We got some, so we got our char up here. I got a chert and I got our fire steel here. It's hitting, but it's just not catching. Oh, wait. It did catch. I'll turn this off. It did catch. Alright. So this is what we'd put in a bird's nest and blow it to flame. That's right here, guys. So that is flint and steel against our char material. Okay. So let me turn my light back on here. Next up, I'm going to move our steel out of the way. Stack this back on top here. We got our ferrocerium rod. This is the Bigfoot Bushcraft ferrocerium rod. So we got multiples. I'm going to show you guys a little trick here. Since we got all this right here, if this was a small strand, we can take another piece of char. Now we got two pieces, and now that could go into a bird's nest and we have a better chance of success on actually starting a fire. So we got two pieces of coal. Look at that, we already started a fire. Haha. Woo, that's hot. Alright guys, so like I said, when it's raining and stuff like that, frogs usually come out after the rain. So we already had dinner tonight, but we had another little rain spit. And sure enough, the frogs were calling, so I went out and we got us some frog legs, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, we're fixing to cook this up. I did not show dispatching or skinning this because the platform is a pain in the butt. So I will show you how to cook this thing up. We've got a nice little coal bed here. We're just going to drop them down and we're going to let the coals do the work. Now you can put these, if you got a bunch of them, you can put them in a pot, do it that way. Just the heat from the coals is enough because the meat's not a large amount of meat. This one here was actually a good sized frog for the area. And yeah, the legs straightened out. It's just the muscles contracting and everything. So you're looking for a white meat. It doesn't take much to cook. Keep an eye on it. Usually the layer around the meat itself will start to split. That means you're getting close to being done, because you don't want raw frog. It just blah. Cooked frog, freaking amazing, it really is. So I'm gonna head back out and get me some more of these suckers. I know we got another rainstorm coming. Hope it's another small one like this one was as far as the rain, and I can go get some more. But like I said, I usually just bash them. It works just fine. You can gig them, all that good stuff. I'm not very proficient at gigging. I saw some interesting techniques mentioned in the last video about using a bobber and a hook and they'll go after it or something like that. I've never had any luck like that. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just I teach what I know and what I do. Me standing there with a big stick at the water's edge, throwing on my light, watching for their eyes, and then smacking the crap out of them. That's what I do. Alright, so got our frogger here. Like I say, you're just going for this muscle tissue. I mean, it comes right off the bone. technically you could chew up the bones, but it tastes like bone. But yeah, you just pick the muscle tissue right off, guys. There's nothing to it. It's a real lean white. I mean, it's a real white meat. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's really good. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get us some more of these tonight, because it's definitely good. Okay, well, that wasn't entirely filling, but it was a lot of protein. Alright, so now we gotta go back out, get the big stick out, and go get us some more frogs. Alright guys, it's raining again, but we got another one. So, like I said with the first time, this one here is not quite done. I gotta put him back on the fire, but he's almost there. So yeah, we're doing good as far as getting frogs tonight, which is excellent. So, just another, and it is frogs, guys, not toads. These are frogs. I don't mess with toads. So yeah. It's just becoming a very eventful night. Alright guys, so the question always comes up every time I break out, the buck saw. Why are you carrying a buck saw? Well, I'm not actually carrying one. I just carry the buck saw blade, and I fabricate the buck saw out here. This is one of those things that they were teaching up there at the Pathfinder School. You had to make one of these things, and you had to be able to use it, and you carried it with you all the time. So I carry a folding saw in my backpack, and I also carry the buck saw blade. The reason why, see this larger tree right here, this is what I'm working with here. The reason being, I am setting up some seating areas and things like that for our outdoor survival training course, and I need some large wood. Since I didn't bring a chainsaw, which would have worked out, I use this. It's faster than a handsaw. It doesn't wear you out using the weight of the saw material right here to cut the wood, and it works. So this is what we're doing this evening. I'm cutting all this up and getting all the seatings and all that stuff situated, because it is nice to have a log to sit on after you've been hiking all day, instead of sitting on the ground all the time. And trust me, I've sat on the ground many a times. Eventually it takes its toll out of you. Being up off the ground does help with your body temperature. So that's what I'm working on today. GoPro stop recording. So there it is, guys. This here is a larger design for the buck saw. It is a 21-inch blade. I made a larger opening here because I know it's going to be cutting larger wood. So we can adjust things out if we need to, or I just make a whole new set for smaller if I want to be smaller or anything like that, because when you get these large sizes, you start getting weight, it does wear out your arm eventually, but nothing like using a handsaw all the time. Trying to cut this with a handsaw, I'd be here for a very long time. I've already cut 4 pieces of this already. We've got a couple more for our bases, and then I got to find us some long-standing trees for our seating area and stuff. That way we have a nice little campsite area so we can all relax after a full day of hiking and navigation courses and stuff like that. That way you guys have a spot where you can just relax for a little bit around the campfire and stuff. So that's what I'm working on right now. Sure, a chainsaw would have been great, but I don't carry a chainsaw in my backpack. I mean, maybe you do. I don't. The buck saw blade, I take electrical tape and run over mine. I'm actually going to be looking into a leather sheath for mine. Something I can just slide it in, pack it away. This is a 21-inch, like I said before. They have larger sizes. I like the 21-inch one. It works pretty well. So that's what we use. At least that's what I use out here, along with the handsaw. The handsaw has its applications. the buck saw has its applications. All right, guys, I got to get back to work.